body was riddled with pain. I couldn't move. Every bone, every joint in my body ached. I couldn't fall asleep because I'd be afraid of the pain I'd have in my sleep. I was afraid to wake. I didn't know if I'd be able to walk. I was trapped in a body that was just filled with pain. And nobody could really understand. I could hardly understand what was happening to me. It was so pathetic.
Every day, tens of millions of Americans suffer from pain. Sometimes it's severe and debilitating. I'm Gary Knoll. Join us now as we explore the non-invasive, non-toxic methods of dealing with pain, from migraine headaches to arthritis, from digestive problems to angina. There are answers. We just have to go out and search for them.
I've been able to get totally off medications that were killing me. They were allowing me to function, but they were killing me slowly. I have a lot of energy. I lead a very joyous life and understand deeply what I really love to do. Every moment has become precious for me.
Shiatsu is an oriental form of healing. It's based on the principle that a vital life energy called ki flows through the body. Practitioners use their thumbs, fingers, palms of the hands, forearms, elbows, even knees to apply pressure to specified points in the body in order to modulate that flow of energy. Shiatsu is good for treating a variety of different types of pain. It's especially good for treating chronic pains like shoulder pain, neck pain, back pain, but it can also help acute problems like whiplash, herniated discs, nervous problems like Bell's palsy, and a whole host of other problems. Shiatsu practitioners view the primary cause of pain and illness as imbalance, and the primary goal of Shiatsu is to balance the client's energy so that pain and discomfort, first of all, don't manifest in the first place, but if they are present, so that they can be relieved. During a Shiatsu treatment, the patient lies on the floor on a comfortable padded surface like a futon, and they may be fully clothed or undressed to their level of comfort. What they feel is pressure which can be gentle to deeper along the points that the practitioner is manipulating. Frequently, they feel a combination of both relaxation and being energized at the same time. The great thing about Shiatsu is that the points have nice kind of metaphorical names for them that tell you something about what they do or what you might do to work with them. For instance, the first point I'm going to show you is called spleen 6, and it's the meeting of the 3 yin meridian. This is the point that's the most powerful point for tonifying the feminine energy in the body. And to find it, you place your hand so that your little finger is just on the border of your inside ankle. You go up 4 fingers width, and at the very top, in the center of the inside of your leg, is spleen 6. And you can apply pressure to yourself by using your thumb, pressing on this point for, let's say, 3 times in succession, about 7 to 10 seconds each time. And this point is wonderful for stimulating feminine energy. Therefore, it's great for PMS, it's great for women who have irregular cycles, but because each of us has both feminine and masculine qualities, it's also great for men. And it's a wonderful point to press for sexual problems. I had a client who came to see me one time, and I worked with him. And he came back a week later and he said, "That was wonderful." He had a big smile on his face. He said, "What did you do?" And I wasn't quite sure what he was talking about. And it turned out the guy had been impotent. And after I worked on him, he'd had an improvement in the situation. So spleen 6 can be good for both men and for women. Now, the point for male tonification is called stomach 36. And you find that also on the leg, and I'm going to demonstrate it on my right leg. And you come down, and just on the outside of the kneecap, you'll feel a little indentation. You feel where that indentation is, and again, you put your fingers there and go down 4 fingers, and you'll come to a point right here, and that's stomach 36. Stomach 36 is also called leg 3 mile. And the idea is that if you have a strong stomach 36 point, you can walk 3 miles without any problem. You'll have stamina. And this is a great point for stimulating masculine energy and also for overall tonification in the body. And again, because each of us has both masculine and feminine aspects to our personality, this point is also good for women. And this point is good, for instance, during childbirth, to press this point during labor. Another great shiatsu point is right here in the hand, and it's in the middle of the web of the hand. And this is large intestine 4. It's also called meeting mountains. And if you put your hand together, you'll see a little mountain emerge here. And the way to find this point is to clench your hand like this, and you find the highest point between your thumb and your index finger. And then you put your thumb on it, you open your hand, and you press this point. And again, if you press this 3 times in succession, 7 to 10 seconds each time, it's a great way to tonify the body, especially the upper body. This point is good for nausea, for vomiting, for colds, for constipation, for diarrhea, for all kinds of problems. And it's a great overall energy booster, so I encourage you all to try it. Another powerful point is on the inside of the forearm, and it's called pericardium 6. Its Japanese name, translated into English, means inner gate, and it's a kind of inner gate. To find this point, you flex your hand a little bit, and you're going to find 2 tendons that pop up right on the inside of the wrist here. And what you do is you go up about 2 inches, and you press right in here into pericardium 6. This is a great point to press for nausea. So it's great for women who have morning sickness. It's also great for anyone who has motion sickness. Another great point in the hands is right in the middle of the palm, right here. And anytime you're feeling especially stressed out at work or with your relationships with other people, just press this point, and it's great for relieving it. Again, 3 times in succession, about 7 to 10 seconds each time. Anyone who has any kind of problems with their sinuses, runny noses, allergies, colds, sinus infections is going to love this point. It's right here in the crease of the nose, and it's called welcome smell. And anyone who's been blocked up knows that any smell is welcome after you clear out your nasal passages. And to approach this point, you take your index finger and kind of come in at a 45-degree angle right into this crease. And what you do again is apply pressure, maybe 3 times, 7 to 10 seconds each time. And you can do this on both sides of the face. I suggest that you don't do both at the same time because you're going to cut off your breathing if you do that, and you want to be comfortable. And any of the points which I've been demonstrating you could do on either side of the body because the meridians are bilateral and they run through both sides.
Acupuncture is a therapy which is part of Chinese medicine and was developed several thousand years ago. It is performed by inserting very fine gauge stainless steel needles into specific acupuncture points along channels or meridians of the body to exert physiological effects on the body. There's a number of different physiological effects produced by acupuncture, in addition to an analgesic or even anesthetic effect, which of course blocks pain. Acupuncture accelerates the recovery of motor nerve injury. Acupuncture enhances the functioning of the immune system. Acupuncture has a sedative effect, as in muscular spasm or neurological problems. Acupuncture has homeostatic effect, which balances out blood pressure and also other aspects of the nervous system. And acupuncture has an effect on psychological aspects and directly affecting brain chemistry. Acupuncture treats musculoskeletal and structural problems such as muscle injuries or muscle spasm. It also treats arthritis, treats problems with the joints, problems such as TMJ and carpal tunnel syndrome. It treats insomnia and asthma. It also treats things such as headaches, digestive problems like ulcers and irritable bowel syndrome. It treats menstrual cramps and even things like pleurisy. Well, in Chinese medicine, apart from an obvious injury or trauma, we interpret different physiological effects of pain. First of all, we say that any pain is caused by blocked energy or qi. So qi is the sum total of all the physiological functions and metabolism of the body. We also have to determine whether there's an excessive energy, which is the blocked energy, or is there also a complication of a deficient energy, which is often the case, and we have to adjust our treatment whether to sedate or reduce the energy or strengthen or tonify the energy. Finally, we have to look at the different physiological causes, which we talk about as caused by heat, cold, damp, wind, or fire, and we adjust our treatment accordingly. When a patient is seen by an acupuncturist, their medical history and complaints are recorded, similarly as when they see a conventional Western medical doctor. Then when they receive the acupuncture treatment, typically they are lying down or they may be seated, for instance if they're receiving ear acupuncture, and several pins are inserted at different points on the body to induce a state of relaxation and also to energize the person. The actual treatment session lasts anywhere from 20 minutes to 40 minutes, and typically an actual appointment might last up to an hour, where we will be doing consulting, and that might include nutritional or herbal medicine treatment, and also body work. Different kinds of therapeutic massage might be included.
Traeger's a way of working with the body and the mind simultaneously. It involves real gentle movement, as you see me doing here with Andrea. What we're aiming to do is increase the pleasure in the quality of the tissues and decrease the feeling of restriction or holding or pain. The way it works exactly is to reach into the subconscious functional mind with particular qualities of movement, of posture, of sensation inside the body. I might work with movement that's very small and internal, as I was just doing, or work with movement that's out in the peripheries, out in the limbs, using the limbs as a handle to reach down into the core of the body. Nothing that would alert the body that pain was on the way, that discomfort was about to happen. Nothing that would tighten in or cause her to tighten in on herself, since that's where a lot of the painful circumstances arise in our bodies, is from the accumulated action of tightening in on ourselves. What we aim to have the person experience is a quality of movement that can reach way inside. Yes, that's a lovely breath. Way inside into the central nervous system, a quality that is both pleasurable and opening, lengthening, softening, to both the muscle tissues, so opening to the joints and the movement in the joints, and to the central nervous system itself, a quality of softening that results from the soft touch that we use. Clients will feel the results immediately in the first session, and in some cases, if it's just a mild discomfort, that may be enough to release the pain and allow them to go back to their normal everyday activity. Most of my clients see me over a series of sessions, though, because the repetition of the information into the body-mind allows them to relearn how to go about daily activity with a different quality sense. The kind of pain that I see most often in my office are the neck and upper back pain issues, migraine headaches, sciatica that results especially from the holding patterns in the low back and in the pelvic rotator muscles, TMJ, the clenching of the jaw, the pain that results from that, carpal tunnel syndrome. These are all most often caused by repetitive motion of a constrictive kind.
I'd like to address some holistic approaches to the management of pain. One of the most important to begin with that's available for everyone is practicing relaxation. The relaxation itself helps to quiet and calm the nervous system, because frequently the pain itself, when it has a layer of stress on top of it, actually makes the pain worse. And I've seen many people practice relaxation and have their pain levels decrease significantly. Another very important area is that of touch. We're human beings, and touch is so important to us. Like babies love to be touched. We forget, as adults also, we like to be touched, and it's important. Last year I was in Florida visiting a friend of mine, a 71-year-old man named Bill. And Bill has chronic pain, chronic abdominal pain. In fact, when I came to visit him, he was lying back in a recliner, just moaning and complaining about pain. This has been going on for days. No one else was home in the house. So I began to massage Bill. I began to massage his hands and his arms. I then began to massage his feet. And it was unbelievable, even to me, as a doctor who's seen many things happen like this. His body began to quiet. And for 3 days he had been in chronic pain. When his wife and some other family members came to visit or came back to the house that afternoon, Bill got up and was walking around for about 5 or 6 hours like he had been in no pain ever. It was almost a miracle. It reminded me again about the importance that we have as human beings to touch each other. Probably one of the most significant areas is humor. Many of you have probably heard of Norman Cousins, former editor of the Saturday Review. In the 1960s, he was hospitalized with a condition called ankylosing spondylitis. He was in a tremendous amount of pain. He was on pain medications. He was told that he may in fact be in chronic pain for the rest of his life. Fortunately, he was knowledgeable enough to know that the mind-body have a very important impact on each other. And he had realized that the negative thoughts and stress can produce negative effects in the body. And as he recounted what had been going on for him in the previous few weeks, he realized he'd been under a tremendous amount of stress. Cousins did something that really opened up mind-body for so many of us in the healing arts. He realized that if you can create the disease and pain with stress, through the use of humor, you can begin to mitigate that situation. So he actually brought into his hospital room movie cameras. This is way before videos. And he would have the nurses show funny movies in the actual hospital room. Marx Brothers, things like that. He would have other patients walking down the hall to spend time in his room. It actually began to become chaotic in the hospital itself, because so many people were just laughing in a hospital. You're not supposed to do that in a hospital. Cousins, they would do blood tests on Norman Cousins before and after watching the videos or the movies. His blood tests would always get better after laughing. He would need less pain medication. He got better much, much quicker to a condition they weren't sure he would even heal from, and he attributes a great deal of that to the fact that he was able to laugh. One of my greatest joys in practicing medicine is helping people become empowered to take care of themselves. This friend of mine recently told me of an incident of how he used a technique that I had taught him many years ago. He was working on his house, and a window, it was a double pane window, and he was working on one of the windows, and the outside pane fell about 24 to 36 inches and landed right on his thumb. And his initial reaction in his mind, he said, he could already visualize all the broken blood vessels, all the black and blue, all the pain and discomfort he was going to have. But he remembered that I had taught him a technique about how to place your hand over the area that's been injured. So he said, almost instinctively, he took his right hand, placed it over his left thumb, took a couple of breaths, and based on another technique that I had taught him, was to invite all the other cells of the body to, in that moment, send healing energy to his thumb. Because all the cells of the body are part of the same community, so they want to help each other out. So he said he stood there for about 2 or 3 minutes, took his hand away. There was no pain, there were no broken blood vessels, there was no swelling, there was no evidence of any injury. He was so sky high. And then when he told me, I was ecstatic, because I want people to be in charge of their lives. And health is one area where, unfortunately, in our society, we're not taught to be in charge of our lives. It's been surprising to me how many people I've seen, very successful people, who manage their lives really well when it comes to their health. What should I do, doctor? I want people to be able to manage their lives in all aspects, including their health.
Herbs are used to affect pain because they eliminate the underlying problems that keep the pain there. For example, some pain is inflammatory pain. It's hot, it's pounding pain. We all know we've had it. Some pains are due to toxins that need to be cleansed. Herbs can be used, and here are many of them, can be used to eliminate not only pain, but the underlying causes of pain. These are simple home remedies that many of you have. Some of you might have an aloe plant at home. This is more easily used than your aloe plant. I like to go into ethnic neighborhoods. I got this one in Brooklyn at a Jamaican store because we have to remember, herbs have been used by families for generations, long before the testing. This liquid with aloe vera in it is very good for cleansing the period, cleansing menstrual pain, cleansing pain that is there because toxins need to be cleansed. It cleanses the liver and stomach acid. It's very easy to take. If you don't like the taste of aloe vera because it's a little bitter, you can add it to apple juice. There are a couple of ways that I approach PMS when I teach in my classes. It's pain, but it's also emotional pain. So we have to address the anger that is also possible with angry PMS. Aloe is very useful because it's a cooling liver cleanser. But here's an even stronger one that comes from China. It's a liver and gallbladder cleanser, Long Tan Xiagan Wan. It has 20% gentian, so it supports the functioning of your digestion and reduces anger. I've known it to prevent homicides. You take this and it calms you down, quiets your headache and your pain as well, and resolves anger in a very natural, cleansing way. The other kind of PMS is weepy PMS. It comes from sadness and excess phlegm, and we all get it from having foods that are too rich, too sweet, too oily, and also people who drink milk have more excess mucus and phlegm that makes us more weepy during our PMS time. To address that kind of problem, we have to add foods to our diet that reduce phlegm, like radish, like barley soup and parsley. These will clear the body of wastes and toxins that lead to phlegm but also lead to sadness and weepy PMS. A good homeopathic remedy to use at that time is homeopathic pulsatilla. Another way to treat menstrual pain and to warm the body when we want to use a hot water bottle is to take herbs that also warm us internally. Cinnamon is the best home remedy, but there are others from the health food store. Myrrh is really a beautiful remedy that comes as old as the Bible, frankincense and myrrh. You can take drops of this or you can take capsules of this. It increases your blood circulation so that the period is more complete. So you don't have a period that starts too early, stays too long, and then comes back. This clears the uterus of problems for later. So you can take capsules of this, and you can also take drops of this in your tea. A good combination of a warming and a cooling remedy together is a 1/4 cup of aloe vera gel and either 10 drops or 1 capsule of myrrh. And if you don't like the taste of that, add it to apple juice. So you have the cleansing properties of myrrh, you have the cooling properties of aloe in a daily remedy that will prevent menstrual pain and congestion that could turn into endometriosis, tumors, and all kinds of problems you want to avoid. Other kinds of herbal remedies that are useful for increasing blood circulation and giving you that internal warm feeling to comfort you when you have menstrual pain are these. Here's something called Women's Precious Pills from Chinatown. This is one of my favorite remedies for PMS because it's very balanced, very strengthening, and very cleansing. It increases circulation, it helps clear the body of toxins, and it helps with depression. It contains ginger, mint, and other kitchen spices in a convenient to use pill form. The name of it in Chinese is Xiao You Wan. If you don't happen to have this remedy, at home you can add some of the ingredients to your cooking. Ginger, mint, tarragon, and parsley will help clear the body of acids and increase circulation. Some of these remedies here are used to kill infection. Not all herbal remedies are used only as foods. Some medicinal remedies are very strong antibiotics, but the advantage in using an herbal remedy is that it's very specific. It treats the part of the body that's suffering the most without harming digestive flora or your immune strength or affecting your emotions. This, for example, is a Chinese remedy that comes in a capsule form that you use internally. Put this into the vagina and it kills germs, and it's used for trichomonas and other infections that can give us painful discharges and burning. The other remedy that I like to recommend, it comes in pill form that you take orally. This treats all kinds of female problems. It's anti-inflammatory, it's for pain, and it's for a discharge that's either creamy yellow and unpleasant smelling. Fu Kon Po. Say, for example, you have a painful period, but you're also blood deficient. And you know you're blood deficient because you're feeling peaked, your lips are pale, you're feeling blah. You need to pick yourself up between periods, and you need something to help with period pain during menstruation. Here's a nice remedy from Chinatown. It's called Wu Qi Pai Feng Wan, translated as white phoenix pills. And it comes in two forms. This one with the chicken has black chicken in it, but there's a vegetarian form without the chicken also. Now, the thing that is interesting about this is that many people become addicted to it because it's delicious. It comes in little boxes, and when I see clients and tell them about this, I have to tell them only 1 or 2 little boxes a day, because some people think it's a chocolate substitute. It has licorice in it and other good tasting herbs. We have a treasure of herbal remedies from the earth. So many of them can be used to treat pain, to treat depression and blood deficiency. They can be used to prevent illness. Why take a simple pain remedy, which might work on your mind, but will not heal your body the way an herbal remedy does?
Well, that's the show. That's a wrap. Now, of course, we're going to be back next week sharing part 2 of our special exploration of pain, the natural approaches. Until then, I'm Gary Null. Have a nice week, everyone.